Okay, so we're going to find the surface area of this prism. And on our formula sheet, it says the surface area is area of all the sides. So first of all, how many sides does this shape have? 5. So we can sort of off to the side, we can write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's going to remind us that we need to figure out 5 different sides. One of those sides is a triangle. And when you're finding the area of a triangle, so if we call our first side an area of a triangle, we need to do 1/2 base times height. Or if we look on our formula sheet, it says 1/2 base times height. And on our formula sheet, it tells us this is the base, and wherever that 90° is, that's our height. But what's the problem with this question? We don't have the height. If we look at just the triangle, which I've drawn off to the side here, we know the base is 8, but the 10, what's this called on a right angle triangle? The longest side starts with an H. This longest side, do you know what it's called?
Height.
No, it's called the hypotenuse. You remember that word? And so when you have two sides, something you learned in the previous years, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Would it be 16, right?
Well, the squared means times by itself.
And 64
Yep.
and 100.
And 100. Now, where do they go? This hypotenuse is always the longest side, is always the c. So where the c is, we'll have a 10. 10 squared is 10 times 10. That would be 100. You could pick either one of these to be a or b. So let's say we don't know a, and b is 8, so 8 times 8 is 64. So now we have to figure out what a squared has to be. Okay? A squared, can you see that a squared has to be 36? Because that's what would add up to make 100. And then if something times something is 36, then a has to be what? What times what is 36? 6. So now we figured out that this side has to be 6. So when we go to our first shape, which was a triangle, we can now figure out that if it's 1/2 base times height, the base is 8, the height is 6, and we can multiply these together, and we get the area of that side is 24. All right, let's see how you guys did. How many people decided on doing the other triangle next because it was equal to 24? Yes? Okay. Now we have what's left are 3 rectangles. Okay? It doesn't matter the order you do it. Okay. So now I'm going to look at one of my rectangles. I'm going to look at the rectangle that's on the bottom. If I look at the rectangle on the bottom, the one side is 8, the other side is 12, and the area of the formula is 96.
And then stop, and then it's 96 again.
It's not going to be 96 again because my next rectangle is different. If I look at the one that's on the side here, this slanty one, it's got a length of 10 by 12. It's going to have an area 10 times 12 is 120. And the last rectangle is the one at the back there. It still has a length of 12 because this line right here is 12. But how long was this one? 6. 6 times 12 will give me an area of 72. Now if I add all of those up, 24 plus 24 plus 96 plus 120 plus 72, I'm going to get my total surface area. Adding all of those up, what is that, 192, 288 plus 48, 332, is that what you got?
Sure. Yes. 336.
336, Okay, that looks actually better.
Math, these are wrong.
I know.
Spiral, world star.
Was that
Centimeters, and what will be centimeters squared?
bro, are you recording?
Or yeah, centimeters cubed.
What? I'm gonna comment on that video.
There you go.
336 has 10.
I say you delete the video and redo it. This is embarrassing. You messed up.
So 336 centimeters squared is the total surface area.